All right. I'm live. This be my first stream in forever. It's the first one I've really done on this channel. So this is in response to a developer that was asking what gamers want. And then Asmon had done a little video on that as well. And I just wanted to kind of go over what I want. And I think I know what gamers want. I think it's kind of like common sense what gamers want. And I think it's also common sense that the developers can't give gamers what they want because the corporate overlords for these developers want as much money as they want, and they can't make as much money as they want if they're giving gamers what they want. So they want to nickel and dime everybody and milk them dry as much as they can. Yeah, I think that holds back developers in a lot of ways, but I also think that developers are kind of out of touch and don't know what gamers want, and not all of them. I mean, there's some out there that definitely know what people want, and it's, to me, it seems like the ones that know what people want are gamers themselves, and they still regularly play games all the time, and they play their own games and improve them. Right now, I'm playing PoE 2 on my computer, and I would have it overlaid, but GeForce Experience wanted me to update to the GeForce Experience app, and I can't figure out how the hell to connect that to YouTube so that you could see what I'm doing in PoE. And I haven't streamed in forever because I rather be playing video games than streaming and talking about them. And it's hard for me to like peel myself away from a game and do something like this. I have ADHD, so I'm like always needing that fix, that dopamine fix. And anyway, so what do gamers want? Well, I've got ideas. I've got plenty of ideas. I think there's no shortage of people with ideas, but are they good? Are people going to make them? The corporate overlords in charge of all these companies, like you got games like Call of Duty. I've been playing video games since I was probably like maybe 4 or 5 years old, playing regular Nintendo in the 80s. I'm 40 now. And video games have changed a lot, obviously, since then. But, I played Call of Duty when that first came out. And I remember, I'm talking the OG Call of Duty. I remember the Call of Duty was revolutionary. The developers that made Call of Duty came from EA, from working on Medal of Honor. And for whatever reason, they left EA. But Medal of Honor was great, but Call of Duty was like, we are the talent and we left, and this is what's new. And Medal of Honor, it seemed like at the time, it was just kind of building on, it was just like expansions to the original game. There wasn't any new tech behind it or any new graphics. It didn't look any better than it did in its first game. And Call of Duty looked great, and the gameplay looked amazing, and the storyline was amazing, and the multiplayer was great. And now you play Call of Duty and it's just fucking garbage. And I stopped playing Call of Duty around the time of Call of Duty Ghosts. I just like I played the single player campaign for a little bit and I got really fucking bored fast and I never went back. And I think I own like just about all of the Call of Duty games except maybe the last couple. And um, from Ghosts until Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the re-release, I didn't play at all. And the only reason I bought Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the re-release, was because it had a third-person mode. And I saw a thumbnail for the third-person mode. I didn't even realize it was Call of Duty. I was like, this looks fucking awesome. I'd been burnt out on playing Tom Clancy's Division 2. I love third-person shooters. So I was like, what the hell is this? Let me take a look. And as I delved deeper into the video thumbnail I saw, I was like, oh shit, this is Call of Duty. They have a third-person mode now. They hadn't had a third-person mode since Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Or maybe it was 3. I think it was 2, though. I think it was Modern Warfare 3. Anyway, so I was like, this looks fucking awesome. I guess I'm going to pick up Call of Duty and just fucking play it. And I did. And it was cool for the third person, but man, like, and you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I did play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1. I bought it, didn't like it, fucking hated that it was bundled with that Warzone shit, and you have this huge fucking like 100 gigabyte update every fucking week. And it was the same thing for Modern Warfare 2, and that was the one that I really started playing. Like Modern Warfare 1, I touched it, but didn't really get into it. And I only bought Modern Warfare 1 because the 3090 had just came out, and I had that, and I bought a new OLED TV, and it was supposed to look fucking great, so that's why I picked it up. But Modern Warfare 2, just like Modern Warfare 1, had all this extra fucking bullshit in it that I don't want, right? I want to play the single-player campaign, and I want to hop into multiplayer. I don't want fucking ads up the ass and updates every fucking day, and I don't want you trying to fucking get me to buy new fucking skins. Like, if I want a skin, I'll go to the store and I'll fucking buy the skin. I don't need a fucking pop-up on my desktop every time I log in letting me know that there's fucking skins available. I don't want skins that are going to break immersion like fucking Nicki Minaj and Snoop Dogg and all this other fucking cartoon bullshit. I don't want fucking pop-ups for your next game that's gonna fucking suck for the first year because you're releasing it early because your corporate overlords just want you to fucking put out content as quick as possible so they can get more money as quick as possible. And that's like the problem with the industry. And it's not just fucking Call of Duty. I mean, it's everywhere. Every fucking game has some sort of monetization in it. It's all this extra DLC bullshit that, I mean, people, yeah, you want some DLC. You don't want it in your fucking face. You don't want to feel like you have to have it. And that's the exact opposite of what corporate wants. Corporate wants you to fucking want it. They want you to fucking, oh shit, there's a new fucking skin out. Oh, there's this new fucking battle pass. I have to have it. If I don't have it, I'm not going to progress as much as these other guys, or I'm not going to have this advantage, or my character is going to look like shit. And, you know, like, I get that you're going to put something in the game, but it's like, at least don't put it in my fucking face as soon as I log in. But they're going to do that. So that's like the basic shit that gamers don't want, right? So when you fucking log into a game, you want the fucking title screen, press start, fucking options menu, and fucking start the game. That's it. Like, you don't need all this other fucking bullshit. Connect to our fucking Twitter account, connect to fucking Facebook, or all this other shit, or link your account to this shit to link your account so we can fucking scrape your data. We just want to play the fucking game, right? And hopefully it has a good single player, and maybe a good multiplayer. And if it's not going to have a good single player because their focus is on multiplayer, we don't fucking want that, right? Then just make the multiplayer game. Don't even fucking include the single player if it's gonna fucking suck. Don't waste your resources, your developers' time, your fucking money on a shitty single player campaign just so you can attach it to your multiplayer game, right? Like, if people want the multiplayer and your primary focus is gonna be the multiplayer, then just fucking make the multiplayer. If you have to, make the single player something fucking completely separate, a separate fucking game, but make it so it doesn't have all this fucking pop-ups and fucking DLC and monetization and skins. It doesn't have any of that shit. It's just a normal fucking single player game like we used to have back in the days. You fucking buy your game, start it up, the shit's there, and maybe in 6 months to a year, there's an expansion, like a full-on fucking expansion pack, not a new outfit or fucking 50 new outfits. That shit should already be included in the game. Okay. And then for the multiplayer games, cool. Focus on fucking multiplayer. Don't waste your time and resources on single player bullshit. Don't fucking flood us with ads on the fucking home screen. Let us into the game. Have a fucking server browser, okay? Any multiplayer game, for the most part, especially FPS games, should have a server browser. I don't want you to auto connect me to fucking people you think are maybe my level or are not my level. Like, no. I want to pick a fucking server that has low ping and is close to me and has users playing. And if not, then there better be a fucking filter in the server browser that I can filter that shit out. Okay? What else? I hate fucking single player games that are always online. It's not fucking needed. There's no fucking point to that. What, you just want to fucking steal my data? That's pretty much it. Like, there's no fucking reason it needs to be online if it's a single player game. What else do we have? Multiplayer games. So I think we pretty much went over like most FPS games. As for games that are not FPS, I mean, I never really was into games like Diablo. Growing up, I didn't even. I tried Diablo 2 back in the day. Wasn't my cup of tea. I was more into first-person shooters and third-person shooters. Diablo, I was like, this is too fucking slow, and the clicking is really lame. But those games have changed a lot over the years. So I didn't get into Diablo until Diablo 3, and I bought it like probably close to like, I don't know, 10 years after it came out. I don't know. All I know is I got the game dirt cheap with all the content, and I had played through everything else I had at the time, and I said, fuck it, I'll give it a shot. And I think I had touched it like off and on for like a year, maybe even longer. And then one night I finally really like got into it, started clearing levels, and got into like end game stuff eventually. And then I was more interested. I started playing it out of boredom and having nothing better to play. And then I eventually got into it. And then after that, I was fiending for more. I wanted some more Diablo type games, and I found out about Path of Exile, and it was free. So I was like, cool. If you're gonna flood players, that's another point. If you're gonna flood players with pop-ups and requests for them to buy all your shit, then your game better be free. Okay? Then it's okay. At least then it's fair to us, right? Don't make us fucking buy your base game and then flood us with all this fucking bullshit. Put it in the background. Unless your game's free. If your game's free, then it's fine. So, yeah, PoE 1, I played it. I mainly played it in bed on my Steam Deck using GeForce Now. so I could get a solid 60 FPS with no compromises. And PoE was cool. You know, it's I feel like it's deeper than Diablo, at least Diablo 3. And I had fun with that. And then I, they have Path of Exile is like Diablo, but they have like an online site where you can like trade with other players or buy shit from other players with different currencies. So with PoE 1, once I started getting into it and figuring things out, and I found out that I was able to buy stuff from other players, I started doing that, and I was able to really beef up my character and do really well in the game, and play the end game a bunch. And then eventually, it kind of got stale, and I know there's new content coming out, but I feel like with a lot of these types of games, I don't even know what the fuck they're called, Diablo-esque games, that they can get stale, especially if they're not expanding the maps and the storyline. If you're just telling me it's a new season, go grind for some more shit, but I'm playing the same content that I've been playing forever, it's not really fun. Even if you introduce like some new mechanics, okay, I'm sure there's people out there that'll agree with me. Yeah, new mechanics are cool. It's better than nothing, but we'd rather have a whole new fucking area to explore, right? You don't want to just keep exploring the same areas, but now there's loot goblins running everywhere, or there's fucking hell tides coming out, or some bullshit. It's the same. It's the same thing, just like new mechanics to a small area. That's not fun. We want expansions, and if it's too hard for you developers to just like shit out new maps all the time, then maybe make something that can like procedurally generate large areas and new map areas, and maybe you can like program in some like guidance on what this new area is going to be. Is it going to be mountains or snow or lava or something? And I know that's something that's probably not easy to do, but I think the benefit to having something like that can create those areas for you like that is that you can keep reusing it. So it's not like you're just going to be using it for this game. Maybe you can use it in future games, and you'd be using it for all the future content that you want to generate. But if you have large new map areas for people to explore, that's what's going to keep them coming back. Okay, and I know there's games out there that have just like insanely huge maps, and so after PoE 1, Path of Exile 1, I bought Diablo 4 at launch. I wait for the reviews. The reviews were not great, so I waited probably about 6 months, and then it was on sale dirt cheap. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna pick it up. The graphics look good, so I'll do that. And I did. I picked it up, played it. I liked the campaign. I liked how much better the graphics looked. Like Diablo 3 was okay, and I could tell like it was already dated by the time I bought it, but there was shit about it that irritated me, like having this like red outline around your character all the time and around the enemies. I didn't like that because it like broke the immersion, and it was kind of hard to tell what's going on when you have like a bundle of just red outline shit all over things. So Diablo 4 didn't have that issue, and I liked that. I liked that I could see what the fuck was going on, and I had the option to turn that on or off. I think games should always have the option to toggle on or off the HUD, even if it's like something that might be game breaking. Maybe you really need to know what's going on with the HUD. It's like leave that up to the player. If the player wants to play the game without a HUD, then let them do it. Especially in first-person games, that makes it very immersive when there's no HUD. And yeah, it's harder, but it's like maybe it's my second time playing the game. I already beat it. Like I want that immersion. And for games like Diablo, no HUD. I mean, yeah, it's a top-down view, but it still looks clean, especially for like screenshots. When you're trying to take like really pretty screenshots, you want that HUD out of there. And you don't want to always have to go into a separate menu to go into photo mode to take a still shot. Like, just let us turn the HUD off. What else? So Diablo 4, I liked it, played it. I can't even remember what season it was that I came in, but I basically only played for 2 seasons. And it was basically the 2 seasons before the most recent expansion. And I played it a shitload in that time period, but it got stale pretty fast. So by the time the first season I got in, maybe like the last 2 weeks, and I spent that mainly playing the campaign. And I think like the last night before the season ended, I jumped into the next. I jumped into like the end game content, and then once the new season started, I was like, okay, I'm gonna hop in this next season and check it out. And I did, and it was cool, until I finished my battle pass and I like maxed out my character, but then after that, it's like, okay, am I gonna just keep running around doing the same crap that's no longer challenging? Do I want to start a new character? Um, and I didn't. I was like bored. I was like, I gotta find something else. And I remember hearing that PoE 2 was gonna be coming out, and I had to keep checking on it. Like, oh, when is this coming out? When is this coming out? Just because I needed more content. For me, it's all. I mean, yeah, PoE and PoE 2, they're different from Diablo in great ways. But for me, it's almost kind of like that that extra content, that expansion to Diablo for me, because I'm not really deep into Diablo and I'm not really that deep into PoE. So I was like, great, more of the stuff I like. When in the hell is PoE 2 coming out? PoE 2 is great. There's not that much content. It's early access, but it looks good. Um, it plays well. I want the rest of the campaign, but I'm having a good time with it. And for the first time in one of these Diablo type games with PoE 2, I've actually created. I'm on my third character now, and I'm running through the campaign for the third time, and I'm like on the harder difficulty. So like I already cleared the normal campaign once with this character, and I'm on the second time playing the campaign with this guy. So it's like a harder version of it. I forget what the hell they called it, but it's my third time doing that. So PoE has I, I think right now PoE's, I can't say it's like amazing. I'm having a good time, but I also had just as good of a time in Diablo when it was still new and fresh. And PoE 2 is still new and fresh to me right now. There's definitely room for, well, they got to have like however many other chapters come out for the campaign. But also, even once they're done fully releasing the game, they have to keep expanding. And like I said, we want new areas. We don't just want new like gameplay stuff implemented in the game, and we don't just want a dungeon that's like 2 rooms of harder and harder hordes coming in. That's fucking easy. No, we want like a full fucking expansion, dude. We want like a whole new game in the game. Okay, so like take all the maps from your campaign and double it. We want a whole new campaign. Okay, for like Diablo, I skipped the expansion because I saw the map. The map is this big. Like, let's say it's this big on my screen, and then they're like, "Hey, we have an expansion coming out. We're gonna add on," and the expansion is like this big on the map, and I'm like, that's just one fucking small area. Even if it's huge, like because Diablo's pretty big, I'm like, it's still not going to be enough. So I didn't buy it. I was like, fuck it, I'll hold off. Like I've got plenty of other shit to play, and I saw fucking people. It wasn't that long before people were like complaining about it. I'm like, great. I'm glad I didn't fucking buy it. And today I was on Reddit. I subscribed to a lot of the games that I played to their subs just to like see what shit's popping up and what's going on. And for some, I forget what it was, but I hopped in like the Diablo Reddit and like I'm like looking at this post. I think it was a video about like upcoming content, maybe like the next season or next expansion, and it had been up for 5 hours and it only had like 80 upvotes. And the the people, the first comment was like, "Wow, this fucking sub is dead." And it's like, hell yeah, dude, with fucking 80 upvotes in 5 hours, like I think everyone moved to PoE. Everyone was fucking bored with Diablo 4. So it's not, I don't think everyone moved to PoE because it's just so much better than Diablo. It is, it's different, it's better, but it's also new. And that's what the issue is. The shit they're putting out in Diablo 4 is not new. I mean, yeah, okay, we had this little fucking map expansion, but it's like the same old shit and maybe a few new tweaks to gameplay or like some arenas and shit you can grind for. It's not enough. People want a whole nother map as big as the original map to go explore, to find every little section in, to find fucking loot and kill shit. And yeah, that's what they want. They don't just want a little expansion and some new easy to generate content. So figure out how you're gonna be able to make large map expansions like that regularly. If normally you'd be adding a big expansion like they did in Diablo 4, the recent expansion, if that's something you think you're going to be doing in every 6 months, then figure out a way to do it so that every 6 months you're re-releasing a giant fucking map that's as big as the original campaign map. That'll get people playing your game. That'll get people coming back for sure. What else? So for a while, it's probably been about a year or two, I was playing Destiny 2. So I played Destiny 1 on PS4, and I liked it. Eventually, it got stale, and as a PC gamer, I didn't like it because the frame rate was ass. The graphics could have been much better. And that was pretty much it. So when Destiny 2 was announced and I found out it was going to be on PC, I was like, great, I'm buying this shit on PC. And I actually bought it. Now it's free to play. But I bought it when it came out, beat the campaign, played it for a bit, and then I was like, all right, I'm over this. There wasn't any content that I wanted to keep playing, and I had no idea. There was no mention when like new expansions were coming out for that game. So I didn't play it for like years. And when I was playing it on PS4, I had a group of friends that I met in Destiny that I played with. We had a clan, and when I moved to PC, I don't know if I couldn't play with them, or maybe there wasn't crossplay. I think there was no crossplay when it launched, but I couldn't play with them for whatever reason. And then, so I didn't play for years. And then they had like the season of the Splicer. I came back because crossplay had been enabled, and I was able to play with my old clan buddies again. And I played it for like 2 seasons. But Destiny got fucking stale too because they did good on adding new areas to play, new planets to explore. But I noticed like a lot of the seasonal content was also like areas like repurposed. And also I was over having my shit reset every season. Like it seemed like at the very last week or two of the season, you finally have the pieces of gear you want in the sections you want, and then the new season comes out, and it's like, cool, light levels went up again, your old shit's pretty much useless because you're gonna have to grind for shit with like higher light levels, and then I would get guns that like I didn't fucking need or armor I didn't need. Like I'd have, I don't even know what the numbers were. Let's just say at the time the new light level was like 1200, okay, and then I'd get some boots that were like 1210. I'm like, cool, I got the boots I need. Now I need fucking either a chest piece or a gun or fucking gloves or a cape, something that's at 1210. And I'd get fucking boots again. And then after that, I'd get boots again. And then maybe I'd get a chest piece. And then I'd get another chest piece. And it's like, dude, I don't want to have to keep fucking grinding this shit like that. And I think that's a big issue. Okay, so the reason players, now that I think about it, the reason players don't want this repetitive bullshit that's easy to fucking churn out is because our fucking time is valuable, right? Everyone's time is valuable. And we don't want to have to keep regrinding all this fucking shit all the time. Okay? Like, we don't. And developers know this. And you know how I know they know this? Because there's a good amount of games like Destiny and like Diablo where when you're buying that battle pass, you can fucking pay to level it up. Oh yeah, throw some more money our way and we'll fucking level up your character so you don't have to do the grind. So you don't have to go through this whole fucking battle pass. You'll just fucking get to where you need to be. Anyway, like I said, I'm a dad. My kid's awake. I gotta go. But I'll try to come back and do another stream pretty soon. Thanks. End it, motherfucker.